didn't hear it. I felt it, the mattress dipping down, slow, deliberate, like something settling its weight. And I lay there, completely still, eyes open in the dark, telling myself it was the springs, telling myself it was the house, but the dip didn't move. It held, like something was sitting there, waiting. I checked the clock. 2:26 a.m. I'm a light sleeper, always have been. The kind of person who wakes up when a car slows down outside, when the heat kicks on, when the refrigerator hums a little too loud. So when it happened, I was awake within seconds. It was a Wednesday in November. I'd been asleep maybe 2 hours. And then, the dip, right at the foot of the bed, right at the corner. A slow, pressing weight, like someone had sat down very carefully, the way you would if you were trying not to wake someone. I didn't move. I couldn't. Every muscle in my body had locked up. That specific, cold paralysis that isn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling for 6 minutes, counted my own breaths. And the dip held, and then, slowly, it released. The mattress returning to flat. Like whoever it was had simply stood up and left. I turned on every light in the apartment, checked every room, the closet, under the bed. Nothing. But when I came back to the bedroom, I stopped. At the foot of the mattress, on my white duvet, was a small compression in the fabric. The exact shape, the exact size of someone having sat there, still warm. It happened again the next night, 2:26 a.m. Exact. I know because I was already awake, watching the clock, telling myself I'd imagined the whole thing, telling myself I'd just go to sleep and it would be fine. And then the dip came. Same corner, same weight, same slowness, like something that had done this before. Something that knew exactly where to sit. This time I made myself turn my head. The room was dark, but not fully. Street light through the curtain. Enough to see shapes. And at the foot of my bed, nothing visible. But the mattress was still pressed down. I could feel the angle of it beneath me, my feet sliding slightly toward the dip. I said, out loud, "Who's there?" The dip held for 3 more seconds. And then it was gone. I didn't sleep again that night, or the one after, but it still came. 2:26. It always came. 11 nights in a row. I started recording the timestamps. 2:26:04, 2:26:01, 2:26:07, always within 10 seconds of 2:26 a.m. Never before, never after. I set up a camera on the dresser, angled at the bed. Infrared, the kind that picks up heat. Night 12. I watched the footage. The bed was empty. No shape, no shadow, no outline. But at 2:26 a.m., the mattress dipped, visibly, on camera. The corner pressing down, holding, then releasing. And in the heat map, a faint warmth. The size and shape of a person sitting at the foot of my bed. The camera saw it. It was real. Whatever it was, it had weight, it had heat. It existed in the same physical space as me, but it had no body I could see. On the 14th night, it was different. The dip came at 2:26, same as always. But it didn't leave at 2:30. It stayed. I lay there, rigid, watching the ceiling for 47 minutes, with something sitting at the foot of my bed. And somewhere around the 30-minute mark, I felt something I hadn't before. Pressure on my ankle, light. Not grabbing, not painful, just a hand resting on my ankle. Through the blanket, the weight of it was human. The temperature was human. The stillness of it was not. I didn't move. I couldn't have moved if I tried. And then it shifted. The hand, if that's what it was, moved slowly to the side of my leg, and then off, and the dip lifted, and the room was empty. I pulled back the blanket. On my ankle, where it had rested, was a faint red mark, the shape of 4 fingers and a thumb, like something had been holding on, pressing in. It faded by morning. I almost convinced myself I'd dreamed it. Almost. On the 21st night, I was done being afraid. Or maybe I'd just crossed some threshold where fear stops feeling like fear and starts feeling like anger. 2:26 came, the dip came, and I sat up. I sat up, turned on the lamp, and looked directly at the foot of my bed. The dip was there. I could see it. The mattress bent, the duvet creased, the shape of something sitting right there, 3 feet from me. And I said, "What do you want?" Silence. Why 2:26? Silence. Who are you? And then, from somewhere in the room, not from a mouth, not from a direction, just from the air itself, a sound, not a word, not a voice, a breath. Long, slow, and wet. The kind of breath something takes when it hasn't breathed in a very long time. Just that, nothing else. The dip lifted, the room went flat. The lamp flickered once and held. I sat there until sunrise with every light on and the camera still running and my back against the headboard. The footage showed nothing, just me sitting alone, talking to an empty room. Except for the dip. The dip was there, on camera, holding. For the full 40 minutes I sat there, the mattress stayed compressed. Something sat with me until the sun came up, and I never heard it leave. It's been 6 weeks. It comes every night, 2:26 a.m., without fail, without variation, as if whatever this is runs on a schedule I can't understand. I've stopped fighting it, not because I'm okay with it, but because there is nothing to fight. There is nothing to confront, nothing to remove, nothing to call the police about. Nothing that would make sense to anyone who hasn't felt the specific weight of something sitting on the end of your bed in the dark every night at the exact same time for 6 weeks. I've started to notice other things. The way it lingers longer on nights I've had a hard day, the way it shifts its weight when I cry. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's watching me, learning me, or if it feels something I can't name. But last Thursday I woke up at 2:25 and I was already crying. I don't know why. And at 2:26, the dip came, and the hand came, and it rested on my ankle, and I didn't pull away. And for the first time in 6 weeks, I fell asleep. I looked up the history of this apartment last week. 6 tenants in 11 years, all short stays, nobody lasting more than 8 months. The 4th tenant, a woman named Carol, lived here for 5 months before she was taken to a hospital. The records don't say why. But the landlord, when I asked him, got very quiet. And then he said,
And Carol lived here for years, but she stopped sleeping. She stopped sleeping.
He said, she told him something came into her room at night, sat on her bed. I asked, what time? He looked at me for a long moment and said, she never said. And then he said, but she stopped sleeping because she was afraid that if she did, she wouldn't wake up. I haven't asked any more questions because I realized something sitting with that information in this apartment at night, with the clock on the wall moving toward 2:26. I'm not afraid of it anymore, and I'm starting to think that might be the most dangerous thing of all. Because whatever it is, it's been here for 11 years, and the only ones who stayed long enough to stop being afraid of it didn't stay much longer after that. Tonight, when it comes, I'm going to let it sit. I'm going to close my eyes, and wherever you are right now, whatever room you're in, whatever dark is around you, pay attention to the foot of your bed tonight, not to what you see, to what you feel. If something just made you pull your feet up, good. That's exactly where it starts. You're listening to Darkness Frequency, where the stories don't stay in the screen. Subscribe, and tonight, when the room goes quiet and the clock moves past 2 a.m., try not to think about this. You won't be able to.